What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more score or soundtrack. In this case, I think it's technically soundtrack, but from the J-drama Code Blue, I've reacted to a couple tunes already from season 1, as well as one tune from season 3. It's just a brilliant show. There are many moments over the 3 seasons, as well as in the film, which finishes it off, which I was like genuinely emotional. I think tears were actually had in a few cases, because it just really nails like the emotion of doing a job where you work on people who in some cases are like terminally injured, like cannot be saved, and sort of like how do you deal with that baggage. You go back to work the next day and just keep trying to save the people you can and just try to build up sort of a, not like a thick skin, but an understanding that you're going to have to deal with that, as time goes on, and this is part of your job. Or in some cases is the brutality of trying to save someone who you see them and they're talking to you, and can you make sure my like son is taken care of, whatever, and like they end up dying, and it's like for some people it's too much and they can't keep doing the emergency sort of doctor job. So yeah, it's a show that hits the drama on like a professional and a personal level, and again there's some personal connections between the different characters. So it's just a really well done show. I can't recommend it enough, although I will say the version that I have, it's a Malaysian company, and they release international DVDs of J-dramas. It's called DVD version. This is like their logo here in the top corner. They do really good releases now in terms of the subtitles. Almost all the releases they put out these days have excellent subtitles throughout the show. This is back from, I think this is like '08. Back in the late aughties, when I first started buying the DVDs from this company, it was weird. There'd be like 2 or 3 episodes of a show, great subtitles, perfect, no problem, and then there'd be like 5 or 6 episodes that were like, I'm not gonna say they were, you couldn't understand what was happening, but there were a lot of grammar issues. The phrasing would be wrong in some cases, and so like, the quality of season 1 and season 2 subtitles, it varies episode to episode. If you get this version, that's all I would say. I'm sure there are like fan subs out there. Fan subs tend to be really good because they're by people who like really care about these shows and so on, so they like take the time to translate them like really well. But bottom line, I recommend seeing it one way or another. And the subtitles for season 3, they're fantastic, like all the way through. So again, that came out 2017, and by that time, this company I think had gotten a little more serious because they realized like there is a pretty significant international market. And in any case, we're going to listen to a track from the first season. It's a tune called Player. So this guy here is essentially the main character. I mean, it's an ensemble show, but if anyone is the main character, it's this guy here. And if you know Japanese entertainment, you'll know this is Yamashita Tomohisa, who goes by the professional creative name Yamapi. He's a musician, he's an actor, he's like a variety show kind of host. He ran like a series where it was kind of like a game show where he'd go around and try to get people to speak English and well enough that Siri would recognize like the English word, and like he's just in a lot of different things in Japanese television and entertainment, and he acts in a lot of different shows. Well, in this show, he's a real like Iceman kind of character. I mentioned it in a couple other reactions. He comes from a poor upbringing, and so he's like first in his medical class, like top of the line everything, and he's like from the moment he gets into this residency, he's doing everything perfectly and whatever. So he's the real ace of the entire team. Now, there are moments where the sort of senior doctors, one in particular, is like, look, you're great, you're awesome, but, don't let that blind you from sometimes other doctors need your help, and, you can't be too busy. Sometimes you have to reach out to people and whatever, and sometimes you may need help, and, if you've burned all the bridges because you're just always so, straightforward and you don't want to care about other people, it's going to hurt you in the end. So there, he has personal growth that he goes through along the way. But the point is, he's the best of the best of the team that comprises the main cast. And there are times where like a patient's like going critical. They're about to go code blue. They're like in a really bad spot or whatever. And Aizawa, that's his character name, he has to step up, and like he's the only one who can like maybe do this really risky procedure that like most people haven't been trained to do, and it has a a high chance that it could go wrong, but it's the only way to save them, and boom, he'll pull it off. Like there are multiple times where like one or two of the other trainee doctors is like, oh shit, I don't know what to do here. Aizawa steps up, gets it done. This is always the track that plays when Aizawa is about to like have an Aizawa moment and just like, all right, look, I'm gonna take care of this. Just give me what I need. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it right because I don't trust anyone else here to do it. So that's when I hear the tune's name, Player, I think it makes perfect sense, like in that context of like he is the ace. He's the number one guy in the team, and this is what plays when he's showing that. So here we go. This is Sato Naoki from the Code Blue Season 1 soundtrack, and the track is Player. Sort of like a Latin, like Brazilian kind of flair. Meanwhile, open chest surgery. All the drums, the acoustic guitar. Hard to divorce it. All I see is Aizawa like taking off his jacket, like, all right, let's go. Kind of a pots and pans sort of feel to the percussion a little bit. Awesome. Again, it's like a purposeful track, it's not like a full song, even though it's more like a song than other pieces which are more score-like. This has like a percussive groove, it's got drums, it's got a singer. But even so, it's like what, a minute and like 50 seconds long or something. It wasn't overly long. And like I said, it's really, there are some tracks that are kind of like, they're used in a couple different situations, but there are some tunes that are more targeted in the way they're used in the show. And again, this is basically Aizawa's track. This is his track when he's showing why he has the reputation he's come to have. So yeah, I enjoy it very much. And again, like, I like a few different styles of like Latin or Caribbean music. So yeah, it fits in with one sort of flavor or paradigm of music that I enjoy, even if admittedly like that type of music I'm nowhere near as knowledgeable as say punk rock or classical music or techno or whatever. So it fits with a flavor I enjoy, though admittedly it's a flavor that I'm less experienced with. So yeah, if you do know, like, I'm not sure if that's like samba. Again, it had a Brazilian feel, it had a South American feel, but I'm not sure if that is like a particular type of Brazilian music. So yeah, let me know if you think that was inspired like by a certain style. But other than that, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.